Hi learners, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving into a topic that can seem quite daunting at first, but is absolutely very essential for cracking exams like the UGC NET. We are talking about studying literary criticism. This is one topic जिससे students बहुत डरते हैं, and that's exactly what I am going to talk about today, that how you study literary criticism, how you should study literary criticism. I'm just going to give you certain tips and tricks and the way that you can actually approach a literary work to study it for the paper, to prepare it from the exam point of view. So what I've done here is that I've got you 5 practical tips to help you ace this particular section of the paper without you getting overwhelmed. Let's get started. Now, tip number 1. Understand the historical context, okay? Before you actually dive into the criticisms themselves, into the text themselves, it's very crucial that you understand the historical and the cultural context in which these critics they were writing. Knowing the background, that will help you grasp the motivations. Okay, that's one thing that as a literature student you have to understand is that you always understand the background, the reasons that a particular critic was writing. For example, if you talk about Dryden, he was writing during the Enlightenment period. If you talk about Sidney, he was writing during the Renaissance period, right? So you need to understand the context that they were writing, the background that they were writing in, the things that were happening during that time. So understanding these contexts, that can provide insights into the critiques and arguments that why this writer is saying this particular thing. Second thing, use summaries, use the study guides available online. I'm going to say something which might not sit well with some people, but I am going to be very practical here. Instead of slogging through dense original texts, start with summaries and study guides. You have ample of them available online. Like for example, you have Spark Notes, you have Cliff's Notes, right? So all of these are available online, totally free of cost, and these websites, they can provide you these concise overviews of key arguments and concepts. See, you have to find a way that suits you. It does not matter if others look down upon it. One of the many things that literature teaches you is to have your own viewpoint and to respect others' viewpoint, right? So it's completely fine that you use these summaries and guidebooks to understand the work. The point here is to understand, समझ में आना चाहिए, सबसे ज़्यादा important वो है. What if you read the original text only because it's what accepted? लोगों ने बोला था, नहीं बोलेंगे तो लोग क्या बोलेंगे? कौन से लोग? First of all, but let them say, right? That if you not study these original texts, that people are going to look down upon you. Is it good that you do not understand this? Or is it better that you actually understand after reading it from a guidebook? क्या important है, क्या better है, right? So stop worrying about trying to impress others and do what you feel is right for you. Let those academic bullies and the pedants say whatever they want to say. Do not be bothered by it. Look for guides that explain, for example, Aristotle's Poetics and its key concepts like catharsis, like hamartia, important concepts that Aristotle talks about in his Poetics, and you will find ample works talking about this online. उनके पास जाइए ना, वहाँ से समझिए. नहीं समझ में आता है तो original text पढ़ के, completely fine. These resources, they will simplify these complex ideas and help you get a quick grasp of the essentials. Third point, watch the lectures and these tutorials which are available online, because they are going to be superficial, they are going to be really very helpful for you. We have platforms like YouTube here, right? तो यहाँ पर जो free video lectures आपको मिलते हैं literary criticism पे, for example, why not make use of that? Make use of your internet, because these videos, they're often going to break down these difficult concepts into these easily understandable segments for you. On my channel itself, you will find so many videos where I've explained certain important concepts from literary criticism, from literary theory. Watch those videos, right? One of the concepts which I explain is Matthew Arnold's touchstone, for example. Or you can just go online and just check out my online course. Like, you can just go to my website. You can either choose to buy the entire course where I cover the entire syllabus for UGC NET, or you can just choose to buy the literary criticism module. That's totally up to you. Choose according to your needs and requirements. I take up so many important literary critics and their important concepts in my lectures. I take up Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, Longinus, Horace, Quintilian, Sidney, Dryden, Alexander Pope, Samuel Johnson. I talk about so many more, right? You have the entire list on my website and on my app as well. Just go to them. Just go to the ankitajain.com if you want to buy the course. And if you have any questions regarding this, feel free to call me on the number given above and also in the description box below. Now, coming back to point 3. Watch these lectures online which you have available on a platform like YouTube. Why not make use of the internet that is given to you, right? On my channel itself, if you just go to my videos which I've uploaded before, you'll find I have uploaded certain videos on literary criticism as well, and I will continue to upload much more. In case you have any request, something that you would like me to entertain, something that you would want me to explain, you have to let that known to me. No, आपको मुझे comment करके बताना पड़ेगा. So through all this as well, you are going to learn. The next tip, focus on the key concepts. See, each critic has a few concepts or a few quotations that actually encapsulates their ideas. Focus on these and understand them well. For example, Aristotle's definition of tragedy. Very important thing that he talks about in his Poetics again, that tragedy is an imitation of an action that is serious, complete and of a certain magnitude. Very important thing that he talks about. उसके बारे में prepare करना ही करना है. Okay, you understand what Samuel Johnson had said about Shakespeare, that he admired his ability to represent human nature, but then he criticized Shakespeare's disregard for classical unities. Again, something that you have to know, right? This is another tip, that you create flashcards with these key quotations and concepts, and that can actually be a great way to review and to remember them, right? Coming to tip number 5, study and analyze the previous year question papers. That's a practical way to know what to study from literary criticism while preparing for the exam. Okay, that's like one of the best ways that our previous year papers में से उठाएं, उनको analyze करें, and that you know what kind of questions come, what topics actually come. It's going to take some time, yes, but then it is going to be worth it. Take at least the last 5 to 6 attempts and then sort the questions author-wise or module-wise. You will have an entire list of writers and the questions that come from them ready before you, and you will know exactly what to focus on, or which critic is frequently asked, or which topics are the most important ones, which are not so important and can be avoided, right? This is something that you will get to know only through the past year papers. Trust me, this is one of the best ways to prepare literary criticism for the paper. Okay, this is valid not just for the UGC net, but for all other kinds of exams as well, even for your university exams. Okay, now one bonus tip that I would like to give here is that try to apply what you read in criticism to actual works. Let's understand this with an example. Take Aristotle's Poetics. That's a very important text when it comes to literary criticism, okay, where Aristotle has defined and he analyzes the components of tragedy. Now, his key concepts include, one is tragic hero. Tragic hero, somebody, he says, that a noble character with a tragic flaw is called hamartia, and that leads to their downfall, of our protagonist here. Second concept he talks about is catharsis, the emotional release that's experienced by the audience. Another important concept he talks about is the 3 unities, the unity of action, time and place, and that creates a cohesive and engaging story. Okay, now what you can do is try to apply these concepts and these theories to the works of, let's say, Shakespeare, for example. Now, this practical application, this would enhance your understanding of the text of Poetics and would also help you to appreciate Shakespeare better. Let's take this example and apply it to Shakespeare's Macbeth. Okay, and let's see how Aristotle's Poetics can be applied. First, what did I say? Tragic hero, है ना? Macbeth. He is a high-ranking noble, वही था ना, with a fatal flaw. What is the fatal flaw? His unchecked ambition. This ambition leads him to commit regicide. Regicide means the killing of a king. Okay, that's what he does. And that subsequently he spirals into madness and tyranny, right? Second concept was catharsis. Now the audience experiences catharsis as they watch Macbeth's rise to power and his inevitable downfall. They fear and they pity. This pity, the fear and the pity felt for Macbeth and his ultimate fate, that actually provides a purging of the emotions of the audience, right? The third thing was the three unities, the unity of action, right? First was unity of action. Now, Macbeth largely follows a single plot line, the rise and the fall of Macbeth. Second is unity of time. Now, while Macbeth, this does not strictly adhere to a 24 timeline. यही होता है यूनिटी ऑफ टाइम कि एक दिन में खत्म हो जाना चाहिए द एक्शन फ्रॉम डे टू नाइट. ओके, now it does not stick to that strictly, Macbeth, but then it maintains a tight focus on the events following Duncan's murder and Macbeth's subsequent rule. Unity of place. Now the play primarily takes place in Scotland, keeping the setting relatively consistent. Again, for this to make more sense, you will have to know about the three unities of Aristotle in detail, something which I'm not going to talk about here because that's a different thing altogether. But by applying these concepts of Aristotle, you can actually gain a deeper understanding of the structure and the emotional impact of Shakespeare's tragedies. That is how आपको Shakespeare का भी ज़्यादा appreciation होगा, and you'll also understand Aristotle's poetics better. By relating these theories to actual works of literature, you can actually make these abstract concepts, अभी लगते थे सिर्फ concepts हैं, but you can make them more concrete and easier to understand. This method, it not just helps in memorizing these theories, these criticism, but it also enhances your appreciation, your analysis of the literary text. Okay, so these were these 5 tips plus a bonus one that I wanted to give to you to help you master this literary criticism for your UGC NET English exam, and not just that, for your all the other competitive examinations, for your university examinations as well. Remember that understanding the context, using the summaries, watching videos and focusing on the key concepts, analyzing the previous year papers and relating the theories to actual works of literature, this all can make this daunting task, this daunting topic of literary criticism much easier for you. If you found these tips helpful and want to dive deeper, be sure that you check out my online course where we break down each critic and their theories and their concepts, all that they talk about relevant from a point of view of the exam in a very simple and structured way. Visit my website theankitajain.com, or you can call me on the number given in the description box and above as well. Thank you for watching and good luck with your studies. Do not forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and also hit the bell icon for more study tips and literary insights. I upload a video twice a week. Do not forget to subscribe so that you stay updated whenever I upload it next time. Till then, take care. We'll see you next time.